All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 5. We finally get to see what happened to Sasuke during the time skip and how he got sealed into a tree. Learning more about his character, we got Boruto gets a brand new haircut. We get more information on these new villains of the series, these kind of divine tree ego personalities. They still don't even really know what they are, but they kind of explain it a little bit more in this chapter. So we're learning as we go on, and I'll break it down for you when we get there. Okay, so here we get Boruto as he's training with Sasuke, and you can see that his haircut is a little bit different. It's just briefly. I'm not really sure what the deal with the haircut is. It's kind of like Sasuke's hair. Is he wearing that because he's training with Sasuke? He doesn't have his headband on. Is that what his hair looks like during the time skip? It just grew out a little bit. Kind of almost like Minato a little bit as well. People are really hating on it on Twitter for some reason. I don't know, for whatever reason, Boruto just gets so much hate on Twitter. I don't really get it. I mean, this series is actually really good. I think people just need to give it a chance. They're just hating on Aikimoto, who's the new artist and everything. But in any case, Boruto is training with Sasuke, and Sasuke just lets him know, like, yo, I've pretty much taught you everything that I can. All my techniques, all my Uchiha style, you pretty much have it. And now what you need to do is really just start evolving on your own. So he's calling Boruto a genius, and he says, I have nothing left to teach you, but don't misunderstand. It doesn't mean your training is over. You have to keep going, strengthening your mind and your techniques. It all depends on you now. Sasuke basically admitting that Boruto has surpassed him. And as we've seen from the last few chapters, I mean, Boruto is ridiculously OP. Right now, the strongest character in the series, I believe, with the exception of the god Otsutsuki Shibai. And basically what we learn in this chapter, not only Sasuke, but Amato as well, people are kind of starting to realize that there had to be some sort of brainwashing jutsu that went on. For Sasuke, he knows it's like a gut feeling to him. In Amato, he's kind of like putting pieces of the puzzle together. And I don't know if Ada will dispel her Shinjutsu, which changed the memories of everyone, or if they're just going to have to like come to the realization that, their memories have been changed and, Kawaki's actually the bad guy. We see that Sasuke actually took out Code's eye, so that explains why his eye was missing in the previous chapter. Kind of ironic. Now we have all these one-eyed characters in the series, literally 3 on one page. 3 one-eyed characters on one page. That's kind of wild. I don't know what the obsession is with that. But in any case, it appears that Boruto and Sasuke were attacked by Code and his army of Jubi creatures, and Sasuke sacrifices himself to take on Code. At this point, he doesn't think Boruto is strong enough to take on Code. Even though he's able to take out Code's eye, he still wants Boruto to run away and survive so that he can get Sarada involved and, I guess, dispel the whole Shinjutsu that's changed everyone's memories. I don't really understand why Sasuke really had to sacrifice himself here. I mean, you'd think that Boruto, who had just learned all of Sasuke's abilities and pretty much surpassed him, plus Sasuke, together could take out Code and these Jubis, but for whatever reason, Sasuke goes in alone, tells Boruto to run away. And we see what happens, that basically after this, Sasuke has turned into a tree. But we know from the last chapter, this is not Code's doing. Code must have escaped when the new ego, I don't even know what to call them, the ego Otsutsuki, the new villains come in and they turn people into trees and then kind of create a new body from their DNA. That's what it appears to be. And we see that Boruto comes back, Sasuke's in the tree, there's a whole bunch of dead bodies of the Jubi soldiers. So Sasuke must have taken them all out and then must have gotten attacked by the new ego Otsutsuki, the Ten Tails ego. I'm not really sure what the heck their name is yet. We're still learning about these guys. These are the new super powerful villains, and they even say in the series that they're evolving and learning about themselves. So we really don't know too much. But this explains how Boruto gets Sasuke's sword, how he got all the training from Sasuke. He says, Sasuke, leave it to me. I'm going to take your sword. I'm going to finish my training on my own. And then that's pretty much the end of the flashback. We didn't get to see the fight between Sasuke and the ego Otsutsuki, but now we get to see Boruto in the modern day. He has come back to Konoha. He's going to reconnect with Sarada. So this new Jigen Otsutsuki ego guy goes on to explain these new characters a little bit here. Long story short, they are the Ten Tails evolving. They explain that they're all biologically one, but they have single existence as the Shinju, in their current unique state, they have their own conscious. It doesn't really all add up and make sense to me really yet. I think we're missing a couple pieces of the puzzle. It's like they're one, but they're all individuals at the same time somehow. And it turns out that they actually have their own kind of motive and goals. They all want to eat someone different. Boruto and Kawaki, the purpose of eating them as Otsutsuki and evolving doesn't change. Regarding that right now, for you guys here, I'll declare one thing. I want to eat Uzumaki Naruto. So the leader, it appears, this kind of ego Jigen Jubi guy, he wants to eat Naruto. The Sasuke version wants to eat Sarada, and he doesn't even really know why he wants to eat someone, but they all come to this agreement that they're going to target someone and eat them, I guess, in order to evolve. He's saying that they're being led by their instincts and we should just follow our instincts. They don't really know what they are. They're kind of like these newborn, hyper-intelligent, hyper-powerful beings. And interestingly, Ada is watching all of this go down. She's kind of gathering the intel, but the bug ego guy can like go into her mind and see what she's doing and like communicate with her, because I guess he's got Shinjutsu powers as well. So we get a couple names for these guys. The leader is called Jura and the Sasuke one is called Hidari, which are pretty cool names. And Hidari, the Sasuke one, is asking the leader, I only have one question, like, what are we? Who are we? And the leader is like just saying, like, just follow your instincts. It doesn't really even matter what and who we are. The only thing that's important is what you need to do. And that is fulfill your identity. Your instinct will tell you who your target is. And that's when he decides that he wants to go after Sarada. So as Ada's watching through her Shinjutsu, her eye powers, we see that the bug guy, he wants to come eat her. He just straight up like invades her mind and says, "You're my target. I'm going to eat you." I wonder, is anybody actually going to get eaten? And like, what happens once they get eaten? Do they evolve even further? Do they become Otsutsuki gods? We really don't know too much. I mean, this is a pretty interesting twist in the story because it's completely unnecessary. I mean, it's out of left field. Like, Code was the villain, and I'm wondering if like they just made Boruto too strong. Like, Code is not even remotely a threat anymore because Boruto's too powerful. So they had to introduce these new Jubi creatures, these ego Otsutsuki, who, as we saw, all fought against Boruto and were too strong for him to take 1v4. So now we go over to Amado, who comes to the realization as a scientist that it's evident that his memories have been overwritten. And this information is going to go to Shikamaru. So I believe that even if Ada can't reverse her Shinjutsu, the village will eventually come to the terms that their mind has been overwritten, their memories have been changed, and Boruto is actually the hero of the village, and Kawaki is not who he says he is. That's when Boruto finally returns. We get to see him fully dripped out with a new haircut. He's got this kind of spiky, like Kurama hair almost. I think it looks awesome. Again, people on Twitter talking a lot of smack, but I think he looks dripped out. That's going to be really hard to animate. That's just like so much detail. But I mean, I think it looks cool. Take a look at that. I mean, it's very, very detailed, very cool. And that's pretty much it. The chapter wraps up with Sarada giving him a big hug as Boruto says, I came back for you. We're going to solve this together. And I don't know if this is trying to insinuate that they're falling in love. Probably is. You would expect that those two would kind of pair up with each other. And that is the end of the chapter. So we'll have to see where this goes. Very interested in learning more about these ego Otsutsuki. If I missed anything in this chapter, which I probably did, please leave it in the comments down below because it's a little bit confusing. They're brand new characters who don't even know who they are yet. So let me know in the comments below. You guys are the experts, and I will see you soon for some more Boruto. All right, peace.